Welcome everybody to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All, the show for the fans by the fans. You can join this show, be a part of it yourself by joining the Streamyard. The link is in the chat box in the YouTube video. It is also on the Facebook video and in the links in the description boxes down below on both YouTube and Facebook. Join again as always, man. I got my Friday freak for all faithful up in the building. Man, let's start with this man. He seems to garner some new fans every single Friday. My man Panther Pickle Kenneth, what's up, brother?
What's up, boys? What's up? What's up? Just making my way around Twitter world, just pissing people off left and right, because sometimes people need a good piss in their Cheerios, wake them up.
Hey man, you're doing the right thing. That's what Twitter's for, man. To piss people off and to get pissed off, you know.
That's right.
Next up, my man Drew. Drew, what's going on, brother? Happy to have you back.
What's going on, fellas? Hope you guys having a good week. Ready to talk a little Panthers football. OTAs coming up, mandatory, and see some things that were going on. And hey, we dodged a bullet.
Yeah, man, dude. Yeah, man. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, man. We can get into it. Man, because yeah, news is crazy, man. Dude, I swear, for like Tony said last Tuesday, it feels like this is like one of the deadest times in recent memory that he can remember. Yet it seems like every Friday and every Tuesday we have something relating to David Tepper normally. And, you know, all these different things that just continue to follow us. Hey, man, we're going to have a lively show. Appreciate everybody for coming in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit that notification bell every time we go live. Next up, this man is a midget wrestling connoisseur. He's duped everybody into calling him White Chocolate Espresso. I used to be mad, but now I think he's just a genius. Kevin, what's up, brother?
You know, it's just hard making your way through life with all these haters who just want to hate on your name.
Yeah,
just jealous because they don't have a nickname of their own. You know.
Yeah, I used to be a hater, but I'm not no more. I'm sorry.
There you go.
But you're still a South Carolina fan, and that's whack as fuck. But I'm gonna let you.
How's that national title treating you now?
Embrace the
Deshaun
love.
Watson's a rapist.
Oh man.
He went greatest Clemson football moment ever.
Hey, maybe he can come and massage that national title he won, huh?
Nah, the only thing that's getting massaged is him and his ego.
Yeah, he'll get massaged if he goes to jailhouse.
That checkbook.
Oh, we're already on a roll, boy. That's how you know it's the Friday free for all. Next up, you already heard him. This man is always rocking that beautiful bright numero uno in reference to our man, Cam Newton, who we'll also talk about again tonight. We'll never go another night without talking about Cam Newton, it seems. But Nick Montero is joining us once again. Nick, what's up, brother?
Dude, I just bought my tickets to the Week 2 preseason game, and I'm excited, man. Section 115, so it's the corner of the end zone. Row 4.
Which one is that? Who are we playing?
That's New England, right?
That's
New England.
That's the Pats?
Yep.
I should have figured.
I was thinking about going to the Bills one.
Dude, do it.
You're gonna drag Josh down here with you?
Well, no, this one's up in New England. That's why I'm going to that one.
That's right.
Yeah,
during preseason.
During the regular season, I'm thinking about going to the Steelers and then also the Lions game. So.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah,
I figure we have to beat the Lions. I mean, come on now.
Nick, if we lose those 2 games, you are never allowed to go to another Panthers game.
Yeah, I know, right?
Deal.
But you know what, though? Listen, I can't talk shit because I was thinking the other night. I first came on the show on the C3 Panthers podcast in 2018. The draft night was my first night on the show. Ever since I've been a regular on the C3 Panthers podcast, we have not had a winning season. And I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. I hope I'm not the bad luck charm, dude. Maybe I need to Dude, maybe I need to make my escape, man. I need to make my exodus and
My first
sacrifice-
5 games, they lost.
sacrifice myself for the greater good of the team. You know.
The
You
only
know what
game
it is?
I went to that I took my wife to, we destroyed Tampa Bay.
Oh man.
I
Dude,
think I
when
was
did Judah come to every Tampa Bay game?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, man. But hey, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell for every single time the C3 Panthers podcast goes live. Gentlemen, let's jump right into it. We'll kind of touch on this first. I don't intend for us to spend too long on it because there's really not even a whole lot of new information, to be quite frank with you. But York County has come out and they are now suing David Tepper, you guys. So this situation is not going away. It continues to be an issue. I'll pull up their statement here in a second. But, did any of you think that this would ever turn in to be this much of a mess? I mean, dude, the whole thing is a disaster at this point.
Well, what are they even suing him over? Because I saw the brief little snippet on top of a news article, but I didn't actually read it. So I have no idea what the backstory is to this.
So this is just what I found on Twitter. On Thursday, June 9th, York County filed a lawsuit against David Tepper Sports Holding, LLC, Appaloosa Management, and the city of Rock Hill. The purpose of the lawsuit is to protect the county and its taxpayers and to recover damages caused by these defendants. The specific conduct at issue is described in the complaint. Therefore, we will permit the filing to speak for itself, and there will be no further comment at this time. So, I mean, York is really trying to make it, David Tepper versus the taxpayers. And I know the last time we talked about this, a lot of you had some differences of opinions on this, and who was at fault here. I mean, does York County even have a case? I have no problem admitting I'm the last person you want to come to for like advice on this type of shit. I have no idea. What do you guys think?
I think they should. I think York County should be suing Rock Hill because basically, you boil it down to the nitty gritty of it all, this falls on Rock Hill. Rock Hill bit off more than they can chew. They signed a contract with David Tepper saying we would come up with this amount of money for this facility, and we'd have it at this amount of time, at this point in time. Tepper had all his ducks in a row. Construction was going on, and all of a sudden, Rock Hill couldn't come up with the money. That's not David Tepper's fault. That's the city of Rock Hill's fault for not having their finances in order. They should make sure they had those bonds and those funds secured before they even signed that damn contract.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of what I've been hearing too. Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
It all boils down to this, okay? Whenever you get those privacy terms and conditions on any website you go to or on any new phone you get, how long is that document? It is long as hell, right? Mm-hmm. Okay? That is to protect the whatever manufacturer it is or whatever company it is, so that way they can't be sued. This all boils down to Rock Hill, like what Drew said. They just didn't have the money. And anybody in either one of these sides, if anyone was in either one of these sides, they would do the same thing that they're doing. I don't blame the county for suing David Tepper because they have to. They have to try to do something so that way they make some sort of money off of this because they were expecting all this extra fluff stuff. They were planning on putting money in, but at the end of the day, it was just a mutual disagreement. Both sides are doing what they need to so that way they don't lose out on a crazy amount of money. But it's going to boil down to, it's for construction to take place, there's so many different things that need to happen. Okay. It's not like David Tepper shut down the construction project because he wanted to. He shut down the project because it was going to cost him more money than he planned. And at some point, you just got to pull the plug.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, I'm reading more about it now. And by the way, some breaking news for anyone who care about basketball. Warriors assistant Kenny Atkinson is the new Hornets head coach. I just came about that on Twitter. So if that interests you at all, there it is.
No.
Yeah.
Is he bringing Steph Curry with him or Klay Thompson or
Fuck, I hope so, man. But I'm
because
willing
I've
to
seen
bet
this story before.
Probably not. No. I mean, so listen. Someone said,
where's he
okay.
from?
Hmm?
It's a Golden State assistant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I read on Twitter that he was from Texas. I thought, no, we already got one fool from Texas. We don't need another. But
I think Smart Jackson's
yeah.
never.
Hey man, let me welcome KPM to the show. KPM. Hey, how about that? This time I noticed you instantly, bro. No waiting this time.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. That's grade A service right there.
Yeah, man. Hey, I aim to please. So I'm reading from the Associated Press right here. It says the complaint filed Thursday said Tepper and his companies took $21 million from a special penny tax intended to expand a road in York County and use the money for what the county's lawyers called a failed vanity project. Rather than cover the ballooning project budget themselves, the Tepper defendants took money from York County and its taxpayers, the complaint said. So, again, man, it's like, I don't really have a whole lot to add on this, but, dude, again, I'll say the same thing. It's just another embarrassment on the Carolina Panthers, man. And, say what you will, but ever since David Tepper has bought this team, there's been a lot of bad news, man. The fans have not had a lot to hang their hats on. A lot of questions. Listen, you all know about this coaching staff. I mean, so many questions, and now there's this whole thing with the Rock Hill and turf at the stadium. Bankruptcy. Now this lawsuit, man. This is not a good look, man. And really. We're not there yet. We're not to like Dan Snyder level of ownership yet. But dude, like it's if you were to project this out into the future, it's not looking good for David Tepper being less controversial than our previous owner. Even
would this be a news story if this wasn't like during this time period in the off season?
I mean, how many?
It probably
would.
Yeah,
and
but
also,
I blame Tepper for a lot of stuff, but I don't blame him on this one at all.
No,
this one he gets a pass on because he's just doing business.
Right.
And
you know what? I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I really wouldn't be more business with South Carolina anymore. I wouldn't.
No.
You think that will cause him to abandon the 2 states, 1 team?
No, it's great.
You would still have that, but you would have the new stadium because they're going to get a new stadium at some point, and the new facility. You build it all in North Carolina and say you can drive up here and be a part of it, but we're not putting anything down in South Carolina.
Well, the other thing is don't be surprised either if this gets settled outside of court for some sort of probably like $250,000 or something along those lines, because the lawyer's fees for something like this is going to be absolutely insane.
Well, that's why you put it in the bankruptcy, because if they sue, it's going to go through the bankruptcy court.
Yeah. I mean, it's just going to get messy. It's going to take a long time to work through everything. It's probably going to be, if I had to guess, another 2 years before anything serious comes of this.
And Drew, I understand what you're saying. I understand what a lot of you were saying, that like this is just business. And if anything, David Tepper knows business, and it might be within his wherewithal. But I think, looking at the optics of it, the Carolina Panthers, we had the richest owner in the NFL. Now, if it's true that the Walmart guy is buying the
Broncos, already gone through.
Yeah, so then he's the new richest owner in the NFL. I think he's somewhere worth around like $60 or $70 billion.
Yeah, he's got Tepper by like $40 billion.
Yeah, dude,
he wipes his ass with Tepper's money.
Dude, that's so crazy, man. But those the fact that you have somebody worth that many billions filing for bankruptcy, and he's trying to make a deal with South Carolina, and then for it to crash and burn this fantastically, like, yeah, even though he might be doing business, I think it's certainly not good for optics right now.
It'll go away.
It'll go away, but dude, again, winning cures everything. Let me tell you, man, these Panthers better start doing some winning if we're ever gonna not have to dwell on this.
Hey, as long as the pipes don't break in Bank of America Stadium, like shit coming all over the fans, like
and
Washington.
big poo-poo juice like the Washington fans.
The saddest part of the whole ordeal is these multi-billion with a big fat B owners think that they should have public money to build their freaking stadiums.
Yeah,
that's the pathetic thing about it. And it's pathetic that the city of Rock Hill, York County, and South Carolina lawmakers decided, oh yeah, Mr. Tepper, we'll open our pocketbook for you.
Yeah,
I wonder where Rock Hill got that money.
They didn't get. They never had it.
I
know.
They never had it.
But that's what I heard.
They were going through they were supposedly going through loan agencies and not necessarily loan sharks, but they were doing whatever they could to get the money, and some of it, from what I had heard, was a little sketchy.
Yeah, I don't think they had it. I think
Hill.
they were all. I personally believe that they had planned this all along. Because they already drawn up and say they wanted Tepper to go ahead and pay for it himself, and they would give him tax breaks for so many years.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna welcome somebody to the stream. You know him from PNP. Everybody, welcome Dave to the podcast. Dave, what's up, bro?
What's up, Dave?
What's going on, man? We want to talk about these lawsuits, huh?
Yeah, man. Hey, jump in on
these
this
lawsuits I saw
man.
coming.
Yeah, man. Tell us what you think about it, man. Is this a lot of people have the idea, this is business as usual. This is David Tepper doing business. What do you think? Who is this on? And does York County even have a case here?
All right. I didn't look at the full lawsuit, but I don't think I saw the shell company. Because the company that filed for bankruptcy was one of his shell companies. And if they signed off if they signed off the paperwork, it's gonna end up in bankruptcy court anyway. Because the companies that are related to the team is not the company that was building the facility in Rock Hill. They're two separate companies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
they're suing for $21 million.
So in the lawsuit, it's listed David Tepper Sports Holdings, Appaloosa Management LP, Tepper Sports Holding Incorporated. So and it just says Tepper's real estate company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in Delaware, but it doesn't necessarily say if that is the one or if it's the same thing.
The three companies you named
had nothing to do with it, so they're trying to sue a company that had nothing to do with the deal.
So that's going to get thrown out in court. Those three companies are going to get thrown out in court because the company that they signed a deal with wasn't in that lawsuit because it was called something else. What's up, Mike? So it was called something else. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it wasn't the three that you just named.
Hey man, hey, real quick. Let me welcome my man Key from 9 Lives Panther Podcast. Key, what's up, brother?
What's going on, family? What's up, y'all?
Chilling, bro. Chilling, man. Jump in on this convo, man. What you think about York County now suing David Tepper over this whole Rock Hill fiasco?
I mean, Cody, my feelings have not changed from our last conversation. On our last C3 Friday free for all. I mean, listen, I don't know where in this whole conversation people keep mixing things up, right? It's the situation is one half decided to not pay their end of the bargain. Things went awry. It's just that I feel like, in certain podcasts that I go to, I'm not going to name names, but that information in itself keeps getting muddled. It is what's going on. I see C in the chat. That in itself is the truth, and it has really nothing to do with David Tepper and this whole bankruptcy situation is what corporations and billionaires do when their assets fall astray. I live in New York. This happens every day. This sort of, if you open up the Wall Street Journal, you will see this every other day. It's not a knock towards David Tepper. It's not a end of the world situation. It's more of, hey, I put assets into this. It didn't work. This is how I get it back by tax write-offs. It is what it is. This whole fiasco with trying to sue the guy, I have no idea what's happening with this. And
it's gonna get thrown out in court.
Exactly.
It's gonna get thrown out.
What's up, Big Dave from
What's up, man?
What's up, man? What's up? Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, if it's gonna get thrown out in court, like it makes you wonder why Rock Hill and York County are choosing to drag this on. Like now,
media.
No, they got to make it look like they're trying to do something.
No, get ready. You ready? It is now June. There's elections coming up in November, ladies and gentlemen. They're trying to posture right now to say that we tried to fight when they sued Pooch.
Yep,
it's all politicking.
What is that Jay-Z song called?
Politics is usual.
There you go,
bro. I mean, that makes sense, man. These politicians, they're always trying to do something to make themselves look better than they are, like they're actually going to do something for the people that they're elected to represent, but they never do. Man.
Look, this has been the silliest process I've ever seen. Like,
yeah.
As soon as Tepper walked out and they were like, "Well, we want to redo the deal," I was like, "Oh, Tepper ain't coming back to this shit. He gone."
Exactly.
Now if we ever do make a practice facility, where's it going to be? Like,
it'll be in Charlotte, or it'll be near Charlotte, on the outskirts of Charlotte somewhere.
Yeah,
it'll be.
No, you guys got it all wrong. It'll be in my backyard, so that way I can sit there, drink a beer, and watch them practice.
Dude,
I'll give you the inside scoop. Don't worry, I got it.
Party in Nick's house.
We watch videos. Never putting anything in South Carolina ever again.
Yeah, and that's really
except for training camp. We still in Walker, baby.
Well, no, I'm saying
but for how much longer, Dave?
When he builds something for Carolina, it will not be in South Carolina.
How many Panthers officials? How many Panthers official Panther office people, owners, players, whatever, is going to get pulled over in the state of South Carolina this year?
It's close to a county you don't want to get put over to. I can tell you that right now.
Hey,
I drove through Rock Hill.
And you know what, though, man? Like, dude, I mean, I was really thinking about this, man. Like, David Tepper even wanting to put the practice facility in South Carolina. No matter where it would have been, that would have been such a big deal for all the business it would have brought. It would have brought to the South Carolina region. I mean, it honestly would have been huge. And now it just seems by continuing to make this anthill into a mountain.
It went the opposite way.
Now it's like not only is it not going to be in Rock Hill and York counties, but you're guaranteed that it's not going to be anywhere in the state of South Carolina. And, you're losing out on so much potential revenue.
Cody,
it doesn't make sense to you, man.
People don't realize the value. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, but especially politicians don't understand and realize the value of having a homegrown. I mean, not just a homegrown team, but a team that the entire 2 states root for. There are very few teams that can garner support from 2 states.
Yeah,
back like neighboring states, right? I mean, it's like I'm in New York. Boston hates us. We hate Boston. It's one of those things where like you come in and the amount of revenue that could have been generated by just like, hey, just you agree to this, so just pay your end of the damn bargain. Like you agreed to this. Okay, it was pre-COVID. The GDP of your area obviously went down. It tanked. It is what it is, but you agreed to this. So figure out a way to do it, right? Like, come on now.
There's a guy in Charleston who actually outbid Tepper for the team. get worked up with him. Work out a deal. You probably won't be interested.
Jay Stubbs said he said he heard that he's looking at land in Concord. Concord would be cool. I tell you what, Concord would be a lot easier for me to go see some training camps. That would be dope. But
I gotta add this in there. It still boggles my brain cell. You'll hear fans and residents, citizens, whatever, even if they're not football fans, they're like, oh yeah, they'll fuss about everything. But when you talk a multi-billion-dollar owner asking and begging and demanding the public, taxpayers, to build new stadiums instead of new schools, you kind of get what you asked for.
Yeah.
Why do you want to build schools, though?
What's up, Tim?
Schools we can build a new stadium.
Yeah, those schools, they don't bring.
You see how trash that Bank of America stadium is
do.
fall apart.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick.
Is it that bad?
Hey, real quick.
Well,
hey, hold on. Let me add my man SC Base to the conversation. SC, what's up, brother?
SC Base, brother.
What's going on, family? How you doing this weekend, man? What's going on?
Doing good, man. How you doing, man? How you living?
Hey, SC, you squashed that beef with Twan yet?
Yeah, we good, man. Just a misunderstanding, man. I just did you guys tune in to keep on the TV? Sometimes there's a little
it gets
back and
lively
forth going on, but we handle it, man. We're good now. We're good now. Yeah.
I tried to watch it. I
That's
didn't
good,
see
man.
no craziness going on.
Hey, real quick. Hey, any last thoughts? And I'll throw this out to anyone. Then we're gonna move on. We already spent more time than I intended on this David Tepper thing. But any last thoughts on David Tepper, York County, South Carolina? Anything y'all want to add to this before we move on?
It's all politics, and this lawsuit is just lip service at this point. It's gonna get thrown out.
Yeah. Yep, I believe so too, man. All right, so look, let's jump into this. This is one of the bigger conversations that's been jumping around Twitter and just online in general. OTAs went on, and man, everybody's saying Sam Darnold looking pretty damn good out there, y'all. Now, all right, so look, I've done multiple shows with
the ball never touched the ground.
I've done multiple shows with every single guy on this podcast right now. I know everybody's opinion of Sam Darnold generally.
Let's go, Sam. Let's go.
Yeah. My question is, have we been too hard on Sam Darnold? Have we made Sam Darnold out to be this, failed potential quarterback? He's a bust. He's not good. He's one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. Everyone has him ranked the bottom starter out of all 32 other quarterbacks. But everyone's saying that he looks good. And it is true that Sam has been behind some of the worst offensive lines in football since he started playing NFL football. So, have we all, as fans, been too hard on Sam Darnold? And should we maybe even have a little bit of optimism that we might not have seen the best version of Sam? I'll throw it out to whoever wants to jump in.
I want to go first. Let me go first.
Cody, brother.
Let me go first.
Okay,
please.
so we'll
Big Dave.
Let Dave do his thing.
We'll go Dave. We'll go Dave, Drew, then Keith.
I won't heal Dave.
And then me.
No. No. Listen, man. Has he played with a good offensive line? Absolutely not.
No.
That's not an excuse, bro. Because he was bad. He was a bad quarterback when he had a clean pocket. It doesn't matter. He's just not good. Now.
No, you said not. Not this clip. Not this clip, bro. No. Tell me you got that on tape.
Go ahead. Keep on, Dave. Keep on.
Easiest block ball ever.
Cody,
Yo, I swear to God. I've never seen this shit. Anyway, so.
Yeah.
Back to this.
You didn't see this at all?
No, I haven't.
Oh, this is great. Look. All right, I'll let it play.
No.
Yo, tell me you got that on tape.
Matt, that might describe Sam Darnold's season right there.
Put it right to him.
Anyway, but not back. No, I don't know. He's not. No, I'm not gonna. No, dude's about to head into the 5th year of the league. He hasn't played a full season yet in his career. The dude isn't a good quarterback, and I've accepted that. We know this already. We're fully aware of this. Will the offensive line make him play better? Maybe. I ain't betting on it. I think I'm optimistic about the season because the NFC is so damn weak.
Mhm.
Like the NFC is weak, dude. Like if you look at the NFC as a whole, it's pretty freaking weak. As a
Comparatively, when comparing to the AFC, for sure.
Like there's like 3 teams in the NFC that's a threat, and then after that, I mean, it could be any damn body after that.
All right. So Drew, we're going. Or Drew, tell me what you think, man. I heard you say hell no, but tell me why, man.
I have nothing for Sam Darnold at all. I'm sorry. They're in helmets and shorts. If he didn't look good in helmets and shorts, he shouldn't even be in the damn league. Everybody look at, as Mike Tyson used to say, everybody got to play until they get hit in the damn mouth. Yeah. So I want to see Sam Darnold when he got Myles Garrett or somebody like that coming on the edge against him and see what he does. Until then, I don't want to hear shit about Sam Darnold.
So Cody,
tell me what Matt Corral did. I'd rather hear about Matt Corral.
Matt Corral has done very little in OTAs because he's missed nearly all of it.
And by the way, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit too. And I saw you shared that.
Cody, did you hear that Matt Rule and Scott Fitter are supposed to sit down next week with one Cameron Jarrell Newton?
I did hear that. I did. So look, we're actually going to talk about both of those things in a minute. We're going to talk about Cam and his podcast appearance. But we're also going to talk about Matt Corral. I know Kenneth had posted Malik Willis, Desmond Ridder, and Matt Corral have yet to sign their rookie contracts. Apparently, there's something in the language that these guys aren't happy with. But I want to keep it on Sam. I want to go to Keeb. And then I'll say something, and then I'll open it back up. But let's go to Keeb. Keeb, what's your thoughts on Sam Darnold, man? Everyone's saying that he's looking good. And by the way, just for some pretext, literally all the Panthers beat reporters were raving about Sam Darnold, and apparently he had like 60-something overall completions, a couple touchdowns. And again, no, this isn't real football. It's OTAs, but that's what was in front of them. So keep jumping on this, man.
Yeah, listen, it's I'm gonna bring basketball into this. I know, Cody, you don't watch basketball, but it's a simple thing. During the season, you'll see this guy who's a 3-and-D, two-way player, possibly. He puts up shots and it doesn't go through. Off season, he's making every single shot in practice, every single one. Step back. You got the 3-pointers, you got during the free throw line. He's making the shots, and he looks good. But for a fact that once he goes into the game, nothing is going to translate. Now, that is half the story. The other half of the story is, logically, anybody with a better O-line is going to play better. It's just facts. It doesn't matter if it's an inkling of growth or a substantial amount of growth. Anyone behind a good offensive line is going to play better. It's just facts. It is what it is. But does that warrant that conversation of have we been too harsh on Sam Darnold? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We have not been too harsh on this man. He is and was touted to be a project quarterback that this team could fix, that this GM, that this coaching staff could fix because he had, PTSD from the Jets. I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, there's a certain degree of hope that you can ask for people to just chill out for you before it becomes like, hey, we're doing this over again. Are we having a conversation yet again? I don't blame anybody for saying hell no, but I also don't blame anybody for saying, it is what it is. Let's see what he is in the first couple of games, because Matt Corral has missed, like Kenneth said, almost all of the OTAs, and God knows what he's going to be in this league. That's really all up to him and the situations that he is put under. And he is a rookie, first of all. So If you're going by anything that you saw in college, he is versatile, but he's not the best thing you've seen since sliced bread. Like, people were saying about a few other quarterbacks coming out last year. So it is what it is, Cody. I don't really know.
Yeah, and then, so let me reframe the question before I pass it to Nick here. And okay, all of the criticism against Sam has been justified, but looking at our 3-0 start last season, if our offensive line can make a legitimate improvement, is there reason for us to be optimistic about seeing a better version of Sam Darnold? Maybe all the criticism to this point has been justified. He hasn't been very good, even from clean pockets. But maybe he can actually put his best foot forward now with the new supporting cast, better protection, and actually be a serviceable starter.
If you're a fan, Cody, if you're a fan of this team, you want this team to do good no matter who is in the quarterback position. It is what it is.
Right, but that's why I'm asking now. Like, should we be a little more like, yes, we've seen nothing but bad from Sam. But Nick, should we maybe be a little more optimistic about Sam and what his potential to do with this Panthers team is?
Look, you guys have brought up a lot of really good points. Okay, and Cody, you've heard me talk about Sam. Okay, I think he's straight trash. Okay, but remember that Vikings game? Robbie Anderson, 6 drops right in a row. Okay, the terrible O-line play, and then at the end of the game, something happened, and Sam turned it on at least, and we still lost, but he turned it on. He brought us back. So I think there's a lot of things that happened last season that you can sit there and say, Sam, let's see what you can do at least for a couple of games this year, and then we'll go from there. We'll know week 1 what's going to happen the entire season. Okay, we're going up against the Browns week 1, and if he starts, we're going to see exactly who he is. Okay, because that O-line, it's not going to be as gelled as it's going to be at the end of the season if everybody stays healthy. Okay, so there's going to be some mess ups on the O-line. Okay, and I want to judge Sam based off of an O-line that is not top tier. Okay, we saw Sam last year and he looked terrible with the terrible O-line. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and give him a second shot at least for a few games. But I'm not going to wait the entire season to say, no, this isn't going to work.
Yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
I was going to say, are we too hard on him? I say 90% no, 10% yes, for the reasons y'all laid out, offensive line. But also, our offensive coordinator was trash. It was predictable offense running.
Yeah.
Also, he played horrible when he had a clean pocket, which tells me he's more comfortable without a clean pocket, which tells me, he kind of freaks out when he's have a clean pocket to throw to. He's not used to it.
Yeah.
No, it's just that he's not a good quarterback. He's just not a good quarterback.
If he's not used to throwing in a clean pocket, I mean, that tells you a lot about what he's had to do with.
You can't tell me that this man went to college and he had clean pockets in college, and now all of a sudden in the NFL, he just isn't a good quarterback. He had no business being top 3 in the draft when he was. He just wasn't like that 2018 draft class. They got that shit completely wrong at the top.
I would not argue he's not a bad quarterback. He's not awful. I'm just saying I just think if that man ain't efficient in a clean pocket, he ain't efficient when he's got defensive people in front of him. This ain't Madden. He gets hit, and it's just
he sucks on Madden too. So let's.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but this is my question, right? Like just a year or two ago, we saw the Washington football team make the playoffs with Taylor Heineke, right? Granted, they were in the NFC East, which is a terrible division lately. I understand.
They have a coach.
But hold on. But the point being is that if you have a quarterback that can at least do enough, then maybe you have a chance. And didn't Sam, at least in the first 3 games last year, show us that he was capable of at least being just enough? Maybe.
Listen, Jimmy G won the
Right.
NFC Championship game throwing 7 times. So I mean, anything's possible.
Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Damn, that's accurate
KPM.
too, boy.
K-
Yeah, but you guys
okay,
are
so-
talking. You guys are talking about quarterbacks that are game managers, and I don't think you guys wanted Sam Darnold to be a game manager.
No,
I would
they
love
didn't.
for Sam Darnold to be a game manager, but he hasn't shown how to manage shit.
But
No.
we're not asking him what we want him to be, Dave. We're asking him what can he be, and is it outside of the
That's
realm
what
of
he can be.
possibility that Sam Darnold can be a game manager?
I don't think so.
Absolutely. Listen, no, here's my
Anybody
thing.
can.
Yeah, he
He
can.
He likes the
Here's
deep
my
ball. He
thing.
wants to
But
try it.
can't. But,
When we decided to walk away from Teddy and bring in Sam Darnold, that's all I wanted from him. I just wanted him to be a game manager. Everybody else wanted him to sling the rock, and I'm like, why the hell do you want to do that with him?
I mean,
Like-
we're taking baby steps.
People-
Like, you know,
people-
we're gonna walk before we can crawl. Yeah, go ahead. We'll go to Kenneth, and then we'll go to SC base. Go ahead, Kenneth.
when we brought Sam here, and we have a habit of doing this, we don't want to. We as a fan base don't want to learn slowly. You know, we want to. We had this new baby, and we want that baby to be up, walking around, and working at his own job in a year. Now, you know, we
That's
don't
because of
want to
Cam.
take the time. We don't want to take the time. Sam came here bad. We blamed everything on the organization. We blamed. Very little people said no, Sam's bad. There were people out there that said Sam's just bad, but we didn't want to hear that. We wanted a franchise guy. We wanted a superstar. We wanted a franchise guy. That's all we were concentrating on. Teddy, for all intents and purposes, was a game manager who was scared of the pocket because he had a bad offensive line. It is, to be bluntly honest, and his offensive coordinator sucked.
Yeah.
But we turned around and because it was convenient, because the owner did it, we blamed it on the quarterback. Got rid of the quarterback. Brought the other quarterback. He was worse. All of a sudden, okay, now let me see. Let's get rid of the offensive coordinator. It's his fault. You know, there comes a point when the head's going to hit the pavement pretty soon, and it ain't going to feel good. So, you know, I think Sam can turn it around. Will he? I don't know. If he does, how many are going to give him the credit?
None.
You know, nobody. You know,
Nobody.
if Matt Rule
Yeah.
turns everything around and we end up in the playoffs next year, how many people is going to give Matt Rule the credit, or how many people is going to say, well, it wasn't him, it was Ben McAdoo. It was, and Phil Snow don't run the defense. Steve Wilkes really runs the defense. And
Well, I'll say
there's gonna-
this.
there's gonna be
No,
that
I'll
talk
be
all
honest.
over the place.
Yeah,
I would give him credit if he turns this shit around. I'll give Matt Rule credit.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
no
we
problem
have
giving Matt
to.
Rule credit.
I know
Hey,
you will.
and
but,
listen,
you know,
listen. I'm gonna make sure that everybody's giving credit where credit's due. And listen, I've been very hard on all these people, man. On Matt Rule, Sam Darnold, even Phil Snow. I mean, there's been enough blame to go around. But if we start winning, and even if Sam starts looking good, I'm going to be honest and say, hey, man, our expectations are being exceeded by a bunch of guys that we didn't expect to exceed our expectations. And again, I want to continue to reframe this question as optimism. Is there reason to be optimistic about what Sam might have left in the tank? I want to go to SC base. SC, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here, bro. Can y'all hear me, fellas?
Yeah, I hear you, bro. Going on this Sam Darnold thing, bro. What you thinking?
There is optimism in my side because I want to give Sam the benefit of the doubt. Hear me out. The first 3 games of last season, everybody wants to talk about our competition that we had. We played the Texans, we played the Jets, and we played a weekend Saints team. But those 3 games were some of the best quarterback play I've seen in this franchise in a 3-day period. So that's a small sample size, but if we can get at least 60 to 70% or 80% of that play throughout the year, then yeah, I can be optimistic about Sam turning around. But history does have a ugly head at repeating this. So what I'll say is, how many top quarterbacks have we seen that have had 4 bad seasons starting their career, and then they turn around and became all pros? It just doesn't happen.
Never. No.
So
you really don't.
So I'm a Panthers fan through and through. So of course I want to see our quarterbacks be successful. So we will see. I'm gonna give Sam the benefit of the doubt. Week 1, I'm at the couch, rooting for him. You know.
Yeah, man, same. And
Didn't
it does bear
Stephon Gilmore
repeating.
have like below average first few seasons, and then the Pats picked him up and he became great? Like,
But
don't get me
also,
wrong, I don't think he has.
but
I don't think he'll have the
quarterback.
turnaround.
I also think that specifically he means the quarterback position. Like,
Oh, okay.
you know,
Well,
like,
Tannehill.
I think Tannehill was made by that running game.
Yeah,
Helped him so much.
I agree.
Tannehill's
I agree.
just a
Well, but hey,
better,
listen, if
slightly better version of Jake Delhomme, I think.
But even still, like Ryan Tannehill is clearly enough to take you to the playoffs. It's
Did you see what he
clearly
did
like,
against the Bengals? He looked like trash against the Bengals.
yeah, and no doubt. But I'm saying, like, to make an advancement, right? To make sure that people aren't getting fired, right? To make a legitimate NFC South playoff push, having the quarterback that can do just enough. And again, too, if this is a big old if, I know, and I have a saying about if, but if Christian McCaffrey is able to stay healthy, on top of you brought in Deontay Foreman to bring in some of the pressure off of Christian, you should be able to run the football. You've made major improvements on the offensive line. I'm okay being optimistic about Sam Darnold for the for the same reason I would be okay optimistic about Matt Corral having to start if he had to. And it's because our offense is set up in a way where we don't have to put everything on the quarterback's shoulders right now. Like, we can run the football, we can dump it off, we can pick and choose our moments to take shots downfield.
At that point, Cody, it really comes down to the management of our players. You know, we cannot sit here and ask CMC to run 98% of our offense. You bring up the Titans. Well, you know, it's funny you say that. I keep asking people, like, hey, how many snaps do you think, or how many percentage of the snaps do you think their running back, you know, King Henry, plays versus ours? And they're like, hey, maybe 80%. I'm like, Derrick Henry has never broke 75% of snaps.
Yeah.
Yes, yet they use him like a workhorse because they're efficient, because they know how to use him right, because they not only they're able to use a 2 running back system, because they have good coordinators, they have good coaches, which we severely used to lack. I don't know if we still lack them. We've made some improvements. We brought in an offensive coordinator, finally a offensive coordinator, not somebody we picked up from college, somebody who has NFL experience. So if you can tailor this offense to CMC, and I think CMC is going to be a big part of this offense, as he should be. I mean, he's getting paid like it, right? Yeah. Just bring his snaps down to 70%. Whoever our quarterback is, allow them to throw the ball and incorporate both running backs and tight ends into this offense, and I think we can do wonders.
Yeah, and Keeb, to basically to what you were saying, it would appear as though with the Deontay Foreman signing, with all the upgrades that we've made on our offensive line, it does at least seem as though the Panthers are trying to manage basically the workload of Christian McCaffrey. That's why I'm saying that gives me even more reason, if you will, to be optimistic about Sam, because Christian's going to be there. We're going to be feeding Christian, but we're also going to be managing that load, getting the ball out of his hand. You know, maybe this is the perfect kind of offense for Sam. And then something to add to this too, and then I want to throw it to KPM, is, you know, Sam Darnold, this is his last opportunity to prove to himself and everyone else that he's capable of being an NFL starter. Because if he doesn't have a good year this year, that man is, if he is lucky, a backup for the rest of his life. So this is his big opportunity. That, you know, if ever there was going to be a chip on Sam Darnold's shoulder, to me, it's right now. KPM would say.
I thought it was last year.
Yeah, I mean, hey, now even more so. You know what I mean?
Well, if you ask me, I'm on the fence when it comes to, you know, whether to give him another chance or not. Obviously, you know, we had a bottom 3 offensive line last year. I mean, probably the worst offensive line we've had in over a decade. And to be honest with you, I think the offensive line we got right now can be possibly top 10. If CMC stays healthy, I think that would be a great addition for Sam to have throughout the season. And if you ask me, if I'm Ben McAdoo, I'd use DJ Moore in sort of a Deebo Samuel type role. I mean, we saw him line up in the backfield against Dallas, and look what he did when he lined up in the backfield. He was tearing the defense up. I would love to see that. And, Sam, he plays pretty decent under play action offense. So if he gives him something simple, quick dump off passes, get him into a rhythm, build some confidence, he could be a decent quarterback. And to me, it depending on who starts week one, it's going to rely on who can learn the system first, who will get the system down first. And to me, this is a hot take, but I think Matt Corral's going to start week one.
Oh, so you think the rookie's going to win the competition outright?
I think he can. He's glued to McAdoo's hip in practice.
Hey, I'm also I wanted to I wouldn't be surprised if it happened because of the type of player that I feel Matt Corral is. But again, I also hear I feel like I know where Dave is coming from too. It's even if Matt Corral was good enough to do it, would the Panthers actually even give him that job? But I mean, knowing that Matt Rule is on the hot seat, despite what I feel like anyone else says, I think he would have to at that point. If Matt Corral is visibly better than Sam Darnold in training camp, you're a moron to not play him if that's the case.
I feel more optimism with Cam Newton.
All right, and you know what? That's a great segue.
Exactly.
See, this is why you're right on the espresso, baby. That kick that you need. Hey, hold that thought, Kenneth. I'll let you go right after this. 89J Sub, shout out for the $5. Says the regime is not good at identifying quarterback talent. That's for sure. I'll say this, J Subs, Matt Rule has not been. I'm willing to maybe give Fitterer the benefit of the doubt with this Matt Corral signing.
Tepper
but
with
we
Rock
will
Hill.
see, man. Yeah. Say again?
I said Tepper also with Rock Hill.
Yeah.
I actually have one more point on the Sam Darnold thing before we move on.
Jump in. Yeah, man. Jump in.
Would we be talking to Cam Newton if Sam Darnold was as good as we really thought he was? Or they're trying to play him off as he is?
Exactly.
Cam wants to come back, though. But Cam wants to come back. But Cam only is going to come back if he feels he got an opportunity to get the starting job.
Right.
So you got to decide whether or not he's going to actually get a fair shake. And I think he can probably figure out whether or not he will or not. But I think something's going to have to happen soon because if you guys listen to that interview he did on the pivot.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he wants to get a full training camp and all that.
Yep. And I don't blame you. And I don't, I like Sam's moxie he come out in OTAs with after the draft. He didn't cry about what happened in the draft, drafting a quarterback. He didn't do all that. He just come out with the attitude, okay, now I'm going to have to fight for my job. He's never done that since he's been in the NFL. Now he's going to have to. I like his moxie. That being said,
highlight that comment right there, Cody.
I don't want him to start.
When he showed the video.
All right.
Well,
go ahead, Ken.
Okay. I just don't. I don't want him to start. I do like some of the things that Sam's done this year. Yeah, that's. I was going to ask you about that. I like the Cam's video that they're showing. I don't know if that's what you were showing. He actually throws it underhanded. Throws a 50.
I'm about to show that in a minute.
Yeah,
I'm about to show that in a minute. Before we do though, I want y'all to. We talked about this on the Tuesday show, but I want you all to react. Let's talk about Cam.
There's not 32 guys better than me. You still feel the exact same.
Cam.
On my soul.
Cam.
On my soul. On my soul. Oh, I couldn't wait.
You knew it was coming.
I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait.
You knew it was coming.
So ask your question and let's debate. Because at the end of the day, comparing apples to apples, oranges to oranges, certain situations for certain situations. And if you think that I couldn't be on somebody's team right now, you a damn fool.
As a starter,
man,
as a starter, as a franchise, as a Super Bowl contender, bro. Cam, you are big as fuck.
Mhm.
Like to be a quarterback, bro,
Mhm.
you are a defensive implant quarterback, bro. I love you. I draft you to my teams on Madden,
Right.
and I trade for you.
Right. We ain't talking
But
about
right
that.
now, bro,
We're talking about
you
real
are
life.
33 years old.
Yes, sir.
You done got old.
Yeah.
You're one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the world right now. Cam, I cannot accept that. I can't accept it.
That I'm not.
I saw what you did in New England.
Mhm.
When you went back to Carolina, I saw what happened. Like the proof's in the pudding. Tell me.
Man, so dude, shout out to the pivot and shout out to
Channing Crowder.
Channing, dude. Channing Crowder, bro. That dude knows how to podcast, right? That guy gets it. You got to be a little confrontational. You got to be a little spicy. But I like it, man, because like this has been the heart of the Cam Newton discussion for such a long time now. And as a Cam Newton fan, it makes me sad that like I'm even having to debate whether or not Cam Newton belongs in the bottom 5 quarterback discussion. Like it honestly pisses me off, man, because I feel like he definitely is better than a lot of those bottom 5 guys. But I just wanted to throw this out to y'all, man. Like, you know, Cam Newton, what did y'all make of his whole pivot appearance to begin with? And do you feel like Cam Newton is correct here, that he is certainly in the conversation to be one of, you know, the top 32 starters in the NFL right now, that he should, according to his talent level, be able to be a starter somewhere? Who wants to jump on this?
Can I go?
Yes.
Absolutely,
Yes.
Cam deserves
Well, hold
it.
on. All right, first is first. I'm gonna let SC go first because I heard him speak up first. SC, go ahead, brother.
First one I want to say, I watched the whole interview, and
Yeah.
I respected what Cam said, because if anybody is in any line of business, you should want to believe that you are one of the best. And if you have some talent that can still contribute, there's nothing wrong with having confidence in yourself. One of the things I was upset about was Cam not taking enough blame for his play last year. He said that, what did you expect to happen? You signed me this late in the season, and I didn't learn to play, but this down the third. But at the end of the day, I would have still liked to hear him take blame. Like, it's still my play at the end of the day. And it seemed like he was taking an escape route there. Can Cam play right now and start on an NFL team? Of course he can. But he needs a full training camp and time to learn the playbook. I believe that, you know, I don't know what happened in New England last year. I really believe I was very complimentary on Buchanan starter. But he's better than Jared Goff. I mean, come on.
And like that's what I'm saying too. Yeah, like Mariota,
yeah.
I'd take him over Goff, man. Like there are players that I feel like Cam Newton has proved himself, you know, has proved himself more than. Yeah, we're still out here talking about it. I mean, look, do y'all think that Cam Newton, is there anyone that doesn't think Cam Newton still has what it takes to be a starter? And be honest, man, because I feel like a lot of times whenever we bring up Cam Newton, I get a lot of people that are like, nah, we need to move on, or whatever. He doesn't have the arm anymore. Jump in on this, man.
It's not that. I have to be very careful how I address Cam Newton always, amongst Panther fans, because it's one of those things where you have to say, hey, listen, listen, Cam Newton, one of the best, if not the best player to wear a Panther uniform. I hand you that. I love Cam Newton. You know, I never experienced the Cardiac Cats. I experienced Cam Newton, right? He brought me to this team. It is what it is, right? But it's when we talk about quarterbacks like Cam Newton, who rely on their athleticism, mainly on their athleticism, we have to talk about the discussion of age, right? You know, Tom Brady. Even I don't like saying Tom Brady. Just any Joe Schmo quarterback who is a journeyman can rely on being a quarterback without using their athleticism. Very few times do you see Gardner Minshew use his athleticism, and that's why he can play to the age. You know, I can name a slew of quarterbacks. When it comes to Cam Newton, though, you have to tailor. Excuse me, the noise on the outside. You have to tailor the offense around Cam Newton, And of course, with our roster right now, you can do that 1,000%. It's just, are they willing to do that, right? Are we willing to treat Cam Newton like a Lamar Jackson and tailor this offense around him? Because if it wasn't for the Ravens tailoring their offense purely to his strengths, Lamar Jackson wouldn't be Lamar Jackson. It is what it is, right? So what I'm really trying to say is, hey, get Cam Newton in here, see what we can do with this offense. We can run a 2 tight end system. We can run a 2 running back system. We have a good offensive line that can run with Cam Newton if need be. Just get him in here and see what you can do with him. But to treat him as if he is still Cam Newton of the past, to label him as MVP Cam Newton, I just listen. You gotta back off that. You gotta drop that.
Well, here's my thing, man. Let me be quick. So here's my thing about Cam. Do I think he's a starter in this league? Yes. Do I think he's like a top 10 guy? Absolutely not. I don't need him to be a top 10 guy.
Exactly.
I just need him to be. I think he can be a good enough game manager, and he can move the sticks and keep the offense going. That's all Matt Rule wants. Like, you got to think about what the coaching staff we currently have right now wants. They don't want their quarterback to be a superstar. Based on the quarterbacks that they've been bringing in, they've shown you that. So the reality is, they want somebody that's going to manage the game, and they want to play great defense, and they want to run the ball down their throat. And truth be told, Cam's probably the perfect guy for that. Now, whether or not he fits with what Ben McAdoo wants to do, that's a different discussion. But I think Cam's capable of doing that. I don't need him to be MVP Cam.
Right, absolutely.
This is probably the best offensive line he's ever had.
100%, Dave. 1,000%.
And this is something that Panther fans have been praying for forever. To finally get Cam behind an offensive line that's at least halfway worth a damn.
And not just that, Cody, a line that has the IQ to understand what your quarterback is doing and not just stand there.
Yes.
It's beyond that. It's Go ahead.
And like to be able to pivot the offense away from him, like again with Christian McCaffrey, Deontay Foreman, we can do the underneath stuff. We can take shots downfield. Cam had a few deep balls that he connected on downfield too. And again, it's going back to this thing. The Carolina Panthers quarterback position has been where football players go to die for the past almost 7 years now. Like it's been bad, man. It's been really bad, and it's really hard for any quarterback to be successful behind it. Who has had a great deal of success? Not Cam Newton, not Teddy Bridgewater, not Sam Darnold, not PJ Walker, not Taylor Heineke. Like I can keep on going with this. It's giving Cam Newton the opportunity, I feel would be incredible for him. Again, I just teeter on that line of, is Matt Rule going to give Cam Newton a shot if they feel like Sam Darnold is going to have this redemption year? Like, is it even worth it to bring in Cam Newton just to play the glorified backup role?
Well, I said this in the last week's show when I said that they're probably using Baker to get Cam on the cheap deal. They can just be using Sam the same way. Get Cam on the cheap deal when they go out and talk to him. Sam's doing great in practice.
Yeah.
Why should we pay you this much money?
Well, Cody, it's like that.
He's doing good in practice, and Sam will shit himself in the game.
Well, obviously, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's a great way
man. It's like that. It's like that Marvel Infinity War meme or the Endgame meme. What did it cost you to get a good old offensive line? Everything. We lost Luke Kuechly. We lost Cam. We lost Greg Olsen. All because we didn't have an O-line back when a good O-line back when we should have. Okay, and now that we finally have a good O-line, it's like, could you imagine if we had this O-line that we have now in 2018, in 2016 or 15, or even when Cam first came into the league, how much better he might have been in those first few seasons?
That was his probably best offensive cast this first year.
And again, like this is also relevant, like in the chat, Dopey Nightlife TV, he asked me if Cam had this revamped O-line along with the current defense, do you think we would have won the championship that year? And again, it's like that goes to what I'm talking about. It's not a coincidence that you gave Cam Newton a good interior. I mean, say what you want about Michael Orr. Michael Orr was good for that year. Mike Remmers, that's y'all know how we feel about Mike Remmers. But look, when you gave Cam Newton even just a good interior with Norwell, Khalil, and Turner, it's not a coincidence that he then went on to have the best season of football that he ever played. I think, again, I know a lot of y'all feel that his arm is done. And while it might not be what it once was, dude, y'all just saw the video I had pulled up of him throwing a 50-yard underhanded football. I don't think his arm is as bad as people want to make it out to be. And it's like, yeah, this older, wiser Cam Newton. Yeah, man, I would like to see what he's capable of behind a badass offensive line like this.
He's not Ben Roethlisberger. Like, he's still in shape.
Right. He's not as old as Aaron Rodgers. He's like not as old as a bunch of these guys.
But guys, you got to remember. My man Cam has taken a lot of hits.
Yeah, he's been hitting more.
He's taking more hits than all these quarterbacks you guys are naming.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been in the league longer.
But he also keeps in shape better than all those quarterbacks.
No, I get it. But, dude, it doesn't matter what shape you in. Todd Gurley was a freaking vegetable after all the hits he took, and he was only in the league for 3 or 4 years before he was acting a fool.
Well,
like, you can't go off that. That man has gotten hit more than some running backs have.
Yeah.
Cody, a while ago, you said that somebody said that they were meeting with Cam Newton at the end of the week.
Yeah, they're meeting with him.
Or
Panthers are.
Did Rule say that, or is that just hearsay?
No, that's
Rule said.
I heard Rule say. Oh, okay. I heard Rule. When was that? Today? Yesterday, I heard Rule say on
both Rule and Federer said.
Well, I heard Matt Rule say yesterday's presser when he was asked about it. He said, "Me and Scott will meet at the end of the week to discuss the quarterback position and any other positions we have needs for." That's what Matt Rule said yesterday.
They better be looking at the linebacker position too.
I'm just wondering if I just wanted to make sure they were actually meeting with Cam, or somebody read into something and just said that. That's I haven't listened to any pressers today though. So
yeah, so I'm with Kenneth. I haven't By the way, if somebody wants to send it to me on Twitter, I haven't seen it in those words verbatim either. But I'm also not saying it isn't true either, because I've heard many times now, whenever they broach the question of Cam Newton, they never count him out like it's not a possibility that they could resign him. So that's why it wouldn't surprise me.
But what do you guys think? What do you think his interest is with other teams? I feel like once again we're the only team that has interest in him. I just feel
I said it last week. I said it last week, folks, and I reposted it on Twitter. And I will say it again. I don't think Cam Newton wants to come here until he's guaranteed that he has a real chance to start. Not some fake. Everybody's going to get an opportunity, and then at the end of the preseason, Sam's going to do it. Not that bullshit chance. A real opportunity chance. And unless you're going to guarantee Cam Newton the simple fact he gets a real opportunity to compete, to start, then he ain't coming here. And I don't blame him for not coming here.
Yeah. Hey, real quick,
said it in that interview that he did. He's very happy sitting at home. He made that literally clear. He's very happy doing other things he wants to do.
Yeah, he said he's a businessman. He said that he's going to run businesses at a high level, which I'm sure he already is. Hey, I wanted to Alex. I wanted to welcome Alex to the show. My bad, bro. I had put you in and hadn't even announced you yet.
No, I let you guys say your thing. You know, it's all good. It's all good. Hope you guys are doing well.
Yeah, man.
Friday.
Happy you're here, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, one thing before I want to say is we don't even know. I know that we've upgraded the offensive line, but we don't know if this offensive line is better than it was in 2015. We don't know that yet. So I want to put that out there first before I know we've upgraded it and we're excited, but we got to wait and see how this O-line, you know, how it's going to go. But
exactly.
But other than that, I mean, they definitely got it. They definitely got to bring in Cam Newton here. Like, because if not, then Sam Darnold's, you know, I think the competition is like, we need that. I think for both parties, for Cam, for Darnold, for everyone, like the competition will, we need that this offseason just to see who we really could put out there for week 1. I still don't think we know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It's
Hey,
gonna be
Cody, I'm
Sam.
gonna.
Like, I don't understand why everybody doesn't think Sam's going to be starting.
I just don't think he's going to be starting because, like, I don't think you could just roll out the same quarterback, same everything out
Yes,
there.
you
Like,
can. Because
You're
you're
gonna
paying them
roll out
$19
the
million.
exactly. Dave's right on the money. But guys, I am gonna hop off. I might
Yeah.
be back on in a little bit, but if I don't see you
Yeah, do your
guys,
thing, man.
have yourselves a good night. All right.
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Dick. Always appreciate you for coming on, brother. Hey,
Dick,
man,
Keep
y'all know,
coming, guys.
I still get weirdos in here trying to like get the channel demonetized and trying to get me to put people up, and they show some craziness, man. Ah, man.
Oh, Cody, I thought that was you, man.
Nah, man,
Oh.
shit. I'm trying to.
But Dave,
I'm trying to stay in line. You know, I'm trying to stay on the up and up, man.
Dave, I'm just curious because, like, I mean, I know it's $18 million, but that's not really a lot for a quarterback.
Bro.
30
I know
million
when
over
you
the
look at the
cap next
QB.
year.
I know when you look at the QB market, it's an easy thing to say. If
Yeah.
it wasn't a lot, they would have cut his ass. You know what I'm saying? They would have cut
That's
him
a
and
lot.
just roll with what they had.
Hey,
They're not
30
gonna do
million.
that. They're gonna pay that man.
30
And the
million
thing
over
is
the
too,
cap.
but the thing, I get it, but remember, that 30 million over the cap that can roll over to 2023, and they're gonna need
Absolutely,
it because
yeah.
right now they're in the hole for next year.
That's why it's expensive, Dave. That's why it's very expensive. That 18
But
million.
what does
is,
that buy him? Like, does that
Well,
buy
my
him
point
like
is-
anything
my
other
point
than a
is
starting
that-
job?
My point is that Rule is on. We think he's on a hot seat, right? If he's got a better chance to win with a veteran than a rookie, and I think in his head that's what he thinks. So I don't think he's gonna go to Matt Corral unless it gets ugly. It's got to be bad, guys. Like if we like, I think he's gonna try to roll with Sam and hope for the best.
But is his
Yeah,
job
I
so
think-
secure that even if Sam really comes out and starts looking terrible, that he would just keep him in there? Like, this is my opinion. I believe that $18 million is enough to buy Sam the opportunity to prove that he can be a starter this year. If he doesn't do that, then I don't think they're going to hesitate to pull him for a minute. Because I'm telling y'all, and I was saying this earlier, David Tepper, in my mind, wanted anything but Sam Darnold being the starting quarterback this year. Like, there was no way that we were going to leave this draft without a contingency plan, and that's 100% what we did. I think David Tepper has his fingers all over that. So, again, like, it doesn't really surprise me either way. If they decide to just give Sam the opportunity and let's roll with him, let's give him the opportunity behind a better line. But at the same time, if they did have to play Matt Corral, our offense is not some terrible offense for rookie quarterbacks to come into. You know what I'm saying? It's actually, in my opinion, one of the better ones.
Listen, man, I think here's my dilemma. I think folks aren't realizing the scenario that we're sitting in, right? We already have a quarterback that we know that we don't like. Like, we know we don't like Sam. We understand we don't like Sam. We don't want to see Sam again. But the reality is we drafted a quarterback in the 3rd round. Even if you do have had a first-round grade on him, folks didn't think this quarterback class was that strong. To expect that man to be starting week 1 is asinine.
Exactly.
That's just my that's
asinine.
I think it is. Like, I
mean,
think
you got Russell Wilson,
agreed.
you got Dak Prescott, so I mean, you got those examples.
different quarterback class, get my guy.
Right.
Different
right.
quarterback class, my guy.
Right, but Dave,
think it's 60-40
the point that he's trying to make, though, is that, like, before Dak Prescott came in, nobody would have told you that a fourth round Dak Prescott.
Well, Tony Romo got hurt.
But wait, time out, guys.
By the way, Dak
that
Prescott
man.
was in a similar offense as
Tony
Matt
Romo
Corral.
got hurt though. Tony Romo got hurt.
Romo got hurt. Like Dak wasn't supposed to be there yet. Romo got hurt. That was a situation of thing. Y'all gonna get. Well, I mean, we're gonna see Corral for at least 4 games because Sam's gonna have you miss 4 games. So we're gonna see him. But I'm just saying he ain't gonna be there week 1 unless Sam's hurt. Is what I'm getting at. Like I just don't. I don't see that happening. Not with the Nothing has shown me. Nothing from Matt Rule has shown me that he wants to start a rookie week 1. Nothing.
Right, and he has said as much too.
He's not going to.
Yeah. And by the way, Sam Darnold also has a bit of an injury history himself. So again, it's not outside the realm of possibility that, they don't want to play Matt Corral, but they might be in a situation where they have to. And it wouldn't surprise me if, I'm not saying that he's ready. I mean, truly no rookie is really ready to come in and play NFL football unless you're Michael Parsons, I guess. But for the most part, everybody needs a little bit of time, especially if you're playing that quarterback position. But they might not have that time if Sam underperforms.
Here's my thing. I think when you guys mention Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott, you guys ain't coming with the context. Russell Wilson had Marshawn Lynch. Phenomenal defense. Legion of Boom. Russell Wilson had a phenomenal offensive line that was already proven. Russell Wilson had everything at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Dak Prescott, phenomenal run game, phenomenal offensive line, okay defense. You know what I'm saying? So Dak had pieces around him on the offensive side of the ball.
Hey, are you?
We've been in the bottom 10 in the league offensively since Matt Rule has showed up.
Right, but we can have all those things too. If our offense, look, we have literally done everything that we can to the offensive line in Austin Corbett, Bradley Bozeman, and in Kevin Corner.
I understand that, but we're out here projecting shit. We're not even. We don't know how these cats are gonna play. I'm confident that they're gonna be better, but what's better than one of the worst in the league? It could be middle of the pack. It could be top 10. Yep. It could be about 5 or 6 slots higher. We don't know.
Yeah. So
that's my point.
Kevin just sent me this. This is from Panthers Only inside. Panthers Only on Instagram. Matt Rule and General Manager Scott Fitterer will sit down and talk with Cam Newton about where they are right now in terms of whether they will bring him back. The belief is they will. I don't know how much I believe that.
Somebody in the chat was saying a few minutes ago that it was David Newton's. I found David Newton's thread on Twitter posted the exact same day that Joe Person made the comment, and like I said, it was 2 days ago, whatever it was, day or 2 days ago. Matt Rule was in his presser, and Sheena asked him point blank, "Are you guys going to meet with Cam Newton, or are you going to talk?" And Matt Rule said, and you can go look on the Panthers Twitter account.
Yeah.
If I can find it, you can share it on the show tonight. But he said, me and Scott will meet this week and discuss the quarterback positions and any other needs we may have that we need to add to. He turned around and also said that he still, when Sheena asked him, he said, I still believe that a veteran quarterback could have plenty of time to enter training camp now and be ready to start if needed.
And that's another thing. I tell you what.
He also said Matt Corral could. So
if we're going to do something, we better shit or get off the pot.
Exactly.
Because every day, if it's going to be Cam Newton or Baker Mayfield, I want them to be getting ready now. Let them have the entirety of the summer until training camp comes around to be learning and preparing themselves and knowing what they're getting themselves into. And that brings me to my next point. And this is about Cam Newton, and this is about Cam putting himself in a bad situation when he came back to the Panthers last year. Let's hear what Cam has to say.
All right. Now, Carolina. I put myself in another situation. I was signed on Thursday. I played on Sunday. Yeah. At what point did you think you was going to be successful? That next week I started. That's still up under 10 days of you being on the team. And you're still trying to learn an offense. This is not a receiver. This is not a safety. This is not a left tackle. Right. This is a quarterback. So before I sit up here and allow the narrative to be made that Cam ain't got it no more, Cam is taking full responsibility and saying that Cam put himself in a fucked up situation, which then had a ricocheted effect to people thinking how you think, which I respect, because we all are entitled to our opinions. Right. I don't necessarily have to agree with it, nor should you or anybody else who watches this has to agree with it. But I'm saying I put myself in some situations thinking that, man, I'm Cam, bro. I'm bugged. All right. Now,
so that was Cam Newton talking about putting himself in a disadvantageous position coming into the season last year. And I thought that it was a good conversation because, you know, I mean, this even dates back to, Cam Newton should have pulled himself out of the game, out of the season in 2017 when he knew his arm was injured. But then, you know, he's a baller. He wanted to go out there and play with his team. And, he went out there and probably hurt himself even more. But then on top of that, the fact that now he's talking about going into last year, and he made valid points, man. Like, there are not many quarterbacks in the NFL that are going to come into the situation that Cam Newton did and have a great deal of success. However, I did see
that's the verdict.
I mean, maybe, but again, I don't know the ends and
outs. One game
to that dude. What I
the
do
line
know,
was better too.
What I do know is that Cam Newton, in my opinion,
Baker Mayfield should have benched himself last year or last season when he was hurt.
He put himself in a fucked up situation too.
He sure did.
And hey man, you know what would be a conversation about Cam Newton without the man, the myth, the legend?
Cam?
G baby, what it is, bro?
Oh, I thought you were getting Cam.
Yeah, I put G baby up, and then he instantly.
I thought you were about to bring up Cam. I was like, oh shit!
All right, fellas.
That would be the dream.
Cody, everybody on this panel, I gotta hop off. Thank you for having me. Much love, y'all.
Later, man.
Dave,
much love.
good seeing you, brother.
Everybody, check out Nine Lives Panther podcast, man. Appreciate
yes, sir. Thank you. Take care, y'all.
Man. Yeah, man. Take care. Yeah, man. Let's. I'm gonna go on that a little bit more. You know, did Cam put himself in a disadvantageous position signing when he did last year?
I mean, yeah, because apparently Seattle was interested.
Well, it was the same thing either way. I mean, Cam started midway through the season. I mean, you still got to learn the playbook.
Yeah, but it would have been better with Seattle.
Cam said in one of his other interviews that he confirmed Seattle was interested, but he's also said Seattle wanted a just a replacement till Russell got back healthy, and Cam didn't want to go to Seattle to fly all the way to Seattle just for a few weeks or a month or whatever it was, and then fly and be a backup and then fly back.
He probably would have a job right now.
And by the way, that has been the commonality when listening to Cam Newton in this interview. Cam does not view himself as a backup.
Right.
Cam views himself as one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the NFL. And, you know, the question is like, huh? Say again?
You know what's crazy, Cody? I think if Cam did humble himself and take a backup position, he may find himself ending up as a starter in some situations. Yeah. You know, there's been a lot of backups who probably didn't think they were going to start.
I mean, I think that I think he doesn't mind being a backup, just not to Sam Darnold. He's not going to back up Sam Darnold.
I do believe
that.
I
mean, that's the issue though. Cam Newton doesn't mind backing up Aaron Rodgers, but Cam's not going to sign with Green Bay to be Aaron Rodgers backup. He won't mind going to Denver probably and being Russell Wilson backup, but he ain't going to sign a contract to be Russell Wilson backup. He wants to start. He wants to compete to start. And no legit quarterback is going to say, "Yeah, you come on in, Cam, and if you play better than me, you can have it." That ain't going to happen. I mean, the Texans Cam would be an upgrade over David Mills. No disrespect to David Mills. He may give David Mills a good run for money. I don't know David Mills. But let's be bluntly honest. The Texans aren't going to do that because they're not interested in that right now. Okay? Could he compete with Wilson up there with the Jets? Yes, he could. Probably beat Wilson out, to be honest about it.
No,
But,
he'll beat Wilson out.
but they're not going to do that. They're not going to start Cam and put Wilson as a backup.
He could do with New York
So,
Giants.
You know, the Steelers.
He could probably beat out Daniel Jones.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but I
Hey,
think
let me add my man Twan to the show. Twan, you with me, bro? All right, I'm gonna leave you up. Just come up here when you're
I
ready.
mean, he can go to the Browns right now with Jacoby Brissett.
Yo,
I'm here, man.
Cam
I'm
wants
sorry I had it on mute.
Nah, you're good. You was on. Yeah, man. What's up? What's up with you, bro?
What's going on with you guys today, man? Y'all having a good pre-weekend?
Yeah, man. Friday free for all, man. It's a freak show over here, you know.
Good, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, we're just talking about Cam Newton. This conversation he had on the pivot, and him him believing himself to be one of the better 32 quarterbacks in the NFL. What you think about it, man?
Well, I mean, I've been listening a little bit before I came on here. I think it's two things I want to say, really, man. I think Cam's done with. Cam's done with football. He's not playing anymore because I think with everything that's happened for him and all the whatever, it's like it can make you like lose love for the sport.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the guy wants to play. He's a great, but it's just like, man, like I ask anybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's a human being. And how many times do you want to keep going through everybody wants, all these teams or whatever want to treat this man like a child, man. And how many times you have to keep going through special rules and you got to do this? And I've never seen any other MVP ever treated the way Cam Newton's been treated, man.
Yeah, man. And
the first fan base that I saw with is the Carolina Panthers. I've never seen a fan base treat their MVP quarterback the way the Carolina Panthers treat Cam Newton, bro.
They kind of did. The Falcons kind of did Matt Ryan dirty on the way out the door, don't you think?
I'll say
not even close to what Cam Newton's going through.
Yeah, not dirtier than we did.
No. I know that, but we know why, man. Like I think we know why. You know,
Wentz pretty bad too.
It's disgusting, man. It's just I've never. So I put myself in Cam Newton's shoes, and I'm like, I got a family, I got my children. Hey man, I'm just gonna do my Freaky Friday thing, whatever. Hope that grows into more or whatever, and just it's like it can make you lose love for the sport because you feel like nobody wants you there.
Well, I think the thing, Twan, is like he's still got that fire in him, but I think he also has that. If I don't get in my situation, I'm all set. So I think that's why he's been patient on when he decides where he wants to go.
Do y'all think that maybe Cam Newton is looking at the offseason moves the Panthers have made and potentially wants to come back to this situation?
I think he's done, Cody. I don't think he got the love for the sport. I mean, I think he is in him. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. And this is kind of cultural, so you know, I mean, I think the black gentleman on the show can understand me when I say this. We can hear certain words in the way Cam says things that where in our community it's like, yeah, he's done. He don't want to play no more, man.
So which one specifically? Like which one specifically?
Like with Cam, like the way he's referring to white people now, you know what I'm saying, in high places in the NFL. When he says they just see him as another N-word, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and the thing is, he knows it's like him versus the media, and they're gonna take all of that. And look, if Kaepernick ain't got a job for taking the knee, and Cam's out here, like one of the things that these guys know is that black men in sports can only tell so much of the truth.
Do you think that did you hear the part though where he said when it came out of the stadium, when they introduced him for the first time last year, and he said, "Man, there's no feeling like that."
That feeling was crazy. Yeah.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like when I hear Cam Newton talk about those moments like that, and hearing how mad he got at Channing Crowder for not thinking that he's at least a bottom 5 quarterback, then it's like, man, to me that doesn't seem like a player that's done. That it seems like a player
But you gotta
that is
understand
still upset that everybody's sleeping on.
But the thing you gotta understand is that he probably could be a starter in this league. But you got to think about the bottom 5 quarterbacks in this league and the situations that they're in. A lot of those franchises ain't going to touch him. And that's the problem that he has. But I think he knows he's not going to go back unless he feels like he's going to get the opportunity to start. So, it's got to be the right, like, the only 2 teams I could see him going to is Carolina and Seattle. That's it. Like, I don't see any other scenario. Who?
Browns.
He ain't going to the Browns. Jacoby Brissett.
Brissett will start, buddy. Brissett will start.
I don't know.
Cam ain't going nowhere near Cleveland.
Hey, G baby, you been too quiet on this Cam Newton conversation. Don't jump in on this, bro.
Bro, I'm broke over Cam Newton, man. I don't really have much to say about it.
You said I'm broken with Cam. I feel you, bro. I ain't even
mad. I don't know, man. The way
we done beat that horse till it's done dead and flipped over to the other side.
I mean, you're not wrong.
The way we've done Cam Newton, you guys, man, like this man put this franchise on his back when he didn't have fuck shit. We have shit on this man. We have spit in his face. We have shit where he's bleak. We have slept with his bitch. We've done everything to this man. Why the fuck would he want to come back, man?
I wouldn't. And all he did was give his money and his time to the city of Charlotte in the way no player has ever done.
You guys, if Tepper and Matt Rule weren't in front office, then I'd be like, okay, these guys don't fuck with Cam Newton, bro.
Yeah, they don't.
They do not fuck with it. Like, they didn't even... We've had Justin Fields, we've had Malik Willis, we've had all these other QBs that Cam Newton has mentored that we've had the opportunity to draft. Young players, man. And we haven't touched them, man. Everything that's connected to Cam Newton, they don't fuck with, bruh. If they fuck with Cam Newton, he'd be in camp right now.
Except for Watson. So they were going after his ass to try to get him for over a year.
I mean, were they though?
Who got hired was because he said he can do without Cam. That's why he got hired. He said, I can do without Cam. I can get somebody else in there.
I think Cam wants to just be a mentor at this point, man. I just
he got enough things outside of football to live.
Yeah.
You talk about the fact you can call me a lot of things, but you won't call me broke.
Cat.
And
it's just like it's Cody. It's like
he does have a lot of kids.
Cody, imagine everything. Imagine giving a city and a team everything you got, and all they do is just talk shit about you. He can do nothing right. He can do. I mean, it's just like anything he says, does is scrutinized on a level as if this man was the enemy.
Mm-hmm. Do you know how much NFL talent he's put in the NFL?
And you know what?
Let's just suck his dick and swallow, Willis. For the love of God, we sucked Cam Newton all damn night. Bend over and take up his ass too. For the love of God, let's get over Cam Newton.
God damn, bro.
My God, we've got on a back, spread it, tied ourselves to the table, and everybody.
And that's why right there.
Damn, Almighty, get over that fucking shit. The man, they like the man work for free.
I'm about to get on your fucking ass, bro. I'm about to get on your ass, bro.
Damn. Well, you're right. I'm damn. I'm a 54-year-old white, bald-headed guy, and that's life.
Nobody's gonna cuss each other out. I mean, everybody chill the fuck out. I don't know where all that emotion came from. Just like all of a sudden, like a bomb went off, yo.
It was hot.
Pickle that Panther fan, man. Pickle that Panther.
Yeah, we're not talking shit about I'll throw everybody out. No, I'll throw everybody out this chat room. We're not gonna have a shouting fest, man. We're not going to do that. That's not what I'm going to be about. That's not what the Friday Free Fall is going to be about. Anybody can come here and talk, but if y'all start fighting, I'm going to shut that shit the fuck up. Anyway, what I will say is,
what's up, Cody? Boss
hey man, I run this free. Hey man, I'm the ringmaster of this free for all shit, bro.
There you go.
But look, what I will say is this. What I will say is this, man. Like, I understand that, Kenneth. Like, you know, there's a part of it that's like move on, but then there's also that very real part of it that, like, and look, I've told y'all before, I wouldn't be a Panther fan if it wasn't for Cam Newton. Cam Newton brought me to this team, and I think what really pisses me off the most is that we'll talk about Baker Mayfield, or we'll talk about Gardner Minshew, and we're talking about Sam Darnold still. Yet to a bunch of people, it's outside of the realm of the possibility that Cam Newton could have success. Like, that's crazy to me. But then also, and let's be real, Twan. Let's be real, G, baby, because it's not just the Panthers that have treated Cam Newton like shit. A lot of the times, it's been fans who have been so fucking quick to throw Cam Newton under the bus the moment that they get the chance to.
Well, I mean, that's what I said when I came on here. I went through all of that. I said the fans base is embarrassing when it comes to that man, bro. And it's just like, you know, look, man, look, I heard Pickle up there. Hey, look, we can forget about him. You know what? He ain't coming back here anyway. In my opinion, Cam Newton fucked up when he signed with the Panthers. We fucked that man's career up.
Yeah, I mean,
they never put a lot around him. They never gave him these pieces. They never, and then it's just like now when we get the best line we've ever had, they won't even consider it. Yeah. They're gonna build that for Sam Darnold, and they wouldn't build it for him.
But like, and like that,
they didn't build it for Teddy either. But we ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, yeah, we got. I know where you went with that, but look,
Teddy's still trash, though. I don't care what nobody.
Oh, bro, I'm
Look,
gonna say
2 yards on 4th and 16. These cats put the house, the car, the boat, the entire nine on Sam Darnold, and thought this shit was gonna work.
All of this bragging.
I didn't want Sam. Never wanted Sam.
That's all I'm saying.
I just wanted Teddy going,
man. Cam had to. I'm done, man. I can't.
We went out and got a quarterback that nobody wanted.
Exactly.
Except for Matt Rule, who thought he looked like Matt Stafford.
Bro, I don't want Baker Mayfield, but if it's him replacing Sam Darnold, I'm taking him.
If it's Sam, I mean, hey, Twan, I want to ask. I feel like I already know y'all answer, but I'm gonna ask y'all anyway. I want to ask Alice, G Baby, and then Twan. Do y'all have any hope for Sam Darnold? Any optimism at all for Sam Darnold going into next year? I feel like I probably know y'all answer, but
I got 2 hopes: Bob Hope and no hope.
all right.
All I got.
All right. I feel that.
Hey,
Bob Hope, no hope for Alice. All right. I mean, Twan, like before you answer, like what I was saying is, yeah, I mean, it's in OTAs, but Sam was 3-0 last year. I mean, we made investments on the offensive line. Christian McCaffrey's coming back. We got Deontay Foreman. Is it unreasonable to assume that Sam might be able to turn this shit around? He doesn't have to be a superstar either, but can he just be that game manager style quarterback that people don't even think he is?
So I mean, I hope he is. I mean, because I want to win. I mean, I'll take the win, whoever it is. But with him, that dude, Sam Darnold is the modern day Jay Cutler, man. It ain't in him. He don't really want to play.
Don't do that to Jay Cutler.
I know it sounds bad though, but bruh, I mean, Jay Cutler got something to show for it. Sam, look, it's just it don't seem like it's in him, bro. Matt Rule told us last year that he wasn't even a leader. He said he wasn't a leader. We listened to Brady. Brady said that that Darnold was an elite quarterback. Y'all remember when he said that?
Had the makings of it.
David Tepper said Matt Rule was an elite coach. Y'all remember when he said that? They just lying to each other.
He said he's going to build something in Rock Hill. Remember that?
Yeah. The lies continue.
David Tepper been saying a lot of shit that he ain't pulled.
Yo, Tep out here talking all this shit, and he had a winning season yet.
Nothing.
He was right on one thing. He said there'll be no more mediocrity. You know, so.
Dog, my man said Rome wasn't built in a day and fired his soccer coach within less than a year.
Yeah,
they're about to go to the playoffs too.
Yeah, man. Apparently, he was kind of an okay coach. Again,
Matt Rule still
the coach for Charlotte FC before he got fired, he is a pretty good coach. I looked him up.
I heard
he knew how to coach cats up.
him, though.
And with what he had, for them to be in the playoff hunt was a miracle in itself. And they fired him anyway.
Hated him, though. That's the main reason, but yeah.
Shit, I mean, look, I got to go on Twitter. Hey, Cody, I know you already seen it. I got to go on Twitter and see our head coach out here trying to be a fucking goalie.
Oh, yeah. I was like that a minute ago. Yeah, bro. That was
I didn't see that shit till today, and I'm dying.
Yeah, that was
I'm like,
to be a better goalie
this dude is a clown, bro.
I can't believe he played linebacker at one point.
I'm trying to find.
He probably wasn't very good. I want to go back and look at man. You know what? We have YouTube. Somebody,
I couldn't find the highlights, man. I tried to search far and wide.
That's all they posted. That's all they posted. I think it's like a 20-minute video. That's it.
Penn State.
It shows a bunch of other stuff.
Hold on. Boom, boom.
Boy, I wish you had. Yeah, this is silly.
That's a weak ass kick too.
You got that.
I ain't never seen him that hyped up since he been here.
Hey, but how bad is it?
I've seen him mic'd up. Matt Rule does. He gets his energy going. It's just nobody.
Hey, how embarrassing is it though that Sam Darnold couldn't get this ball past Matt Rule's old out of shape ass? Like
he's trying to kiss his ass. He's trying to
he's fighting for a starting spot.
Sam kicked it directly to his open hand.
Exactly.
Sam ain't dumb. He said, "See, coach, I help you out, brother. Give me that job."
Tell me you got that on tape.
If that was me, I would have blasted that ball in his damn head.
I'm glad I'm
At the end, it don't matter what you'd have done, you would have never got that job.
That on tape.
Shit.
He's got it.
I guess he wasn't ready.
Bro, I mean, I don't know, man. It's like I've already I feel like we might as well be optimistic because, like, no matter what we say, y'all, no matter what we say, Sam Darnold not going nowhere. He's not, man, and we already know
what it is.
And we already know that this man right here, blocking the worst footballs in the world, he's gonna give Sam that opportunity to start.
Yep.
I've still been saying it since day one, and so is Drew. I remember. I still believe Cam's starting. Drew and I have been sticking by that. I'm going to stick by it. I still think Cam Newton's going to start week 1. That's what I think.
I think they're going to bring him back right before training camp.
If they bring Cam Newton back, he's starting week 1.
I don't think I'm going to stand by what I've said. I said it last 2 weeks ago. I said it this week on Twitter, and I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. I don't think Cam Newton's coming back for the current situation in the office. He will not be guaranteed a opportunity to really start.
Cam don't want to play for the Panthers no more. I keep trying to tell y'all that.
As I said if he signs, if he don't sign, that's one thing. But if Cam Newton signs and he's in training camp, he will start week 1.
In the interview on the pivot, it sounded like I could hear the other things he was saying. He was trying to send a message saying, I don't really fuck with these guys no more, man. I'm done with them.
Then why don't you retire?
He might have no choice, and I think that's why he's saying he don't think he'll play football no more. Because if Cam doesn't sign with the Panthers, like, let's be real, and that's a part of where Shannon did make a good point. Like, it doesn't matter what us Panther fans think about Cam. It don't matter what Cam thinks about Cam. What do these other owners think about Cam?
Right.
You know, and it's like, how many of them are actually going to give him the opportunity to do so? And the simple fact of the matter is, if Cam really wants to play, his only opportunity might actually be here in Carolina, where he's not even guaranteed to get a real look to be the starter. I think they're going to give that to Sam no matter what. I just hope that if they're going to do something, man, hurry the fuck up with it, man. Straight to get off the pot. Let whoever it's going to be start to learn the offense and what we're doing. Because if not, you're just putting them behind the curve and you're muddying the waters even further than they already have been.
They're gonna use all that man's words against him that he's been saying in somebody's got the window up or something.
I got a non-quarterback question, if I can ask it.
Yeah.
Why does this current coaching staff disrespect middle linebackers so much?
Listen, man, it's not talked about enough, guys.
I don't know, but I mean,
he was a linebacker.
How much?
Brandon Smith is going to end up starting because of how bad the linebacker. Y'all want a rookie starting so damn bad? Past the first round guy, you gonna get one.
And
that's how bad the linebacker situation is.
And to be honest, as much as I like Brandon Smith, I've got him on my Madden team. Honest, I like him, but let's be bluntly honest. That may ruin his career if he starts.
I don't disagree.
Okay,
that's just fact.
I mean, I don't know about again. I don't know. I'm of the mindset. Yes, you can be thrown into a terrible situation, but I'm of the mindset that if you play your first year in the NFL and your playing experience ruins you, you were probably never going to make it in the NFL.
Well, I agree, but
I just don't know. I just don't know what level of coddling a coach can do to any player of any position to truly prepare them for the NFL. So, yeah, Brandon Smith might be our starting linebacker this year, and it's probably going to look ugly sometimes. But if our defensive line is able to get some pressure, maybe he'll be in a good situation to fly around and smack people. So, again, I don't know. I think Brandon Smith is a good piece to our linebacking core, but he's raw, man. All those Penn State players, anyone who follows any of my draft analysts, dude, all these Penn State players, they come out and they need a ton of polish, man. It's not a coincidence that Michael Parsons, basically the Cowboys did not play him in the same way that Penn State used him, or else if they did, he wouldn't have had the type of year that he did. They used him more as a pass rusher. So it's the same thing with Brandon Smith, 5-star guy. But that coaching staff didn't utilize his talent correctly. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with Brandon Smith.
Yeah,
I am interested to see what our linebacking core is going to be this year because it's been in question for a long time now.
And one thing else I remember hearing that I did not know just the other day, Marquise Haynes, who's been coming up to camp and training camp for the last several years at 235 is now up to 250 and has gotten a lot stronger. That will make a difference.
Yeah, and dude, they're trying to find someone to set that edge,
right?
Because I think Marquise Haynes is going to be more that joker edge rusher type of role.
Because I think it was Phil Snow actually went down in detail about the lineups right now. Now he didn't include the rookies because you don't know where they're going to be, but he did cover up the lineup. He said on third down, Haynes comes off the bench as your edge, and Gross Matos kicks inside. He's pretty much said that flat out.
But I would also like to see YGM get some more snaps just at
He just needs to stay healthy.
Well, they're planning. Phil Snow's planning for him to be the starter opposite Burns. That's what Phil Snow said. He said, He said Gross Matos will be the starter opposite Brian Burns. And on
I'm gonna tell you guys something, man.
He's gonna kick inside.
I can't every day, and I don't know people I feel like sometimes I'm on this island by myself. I cannot wait for I can't wait for the season to start. I think this team is going to shock people this year, bro.
I hope so.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's going to be some great things going to happen this year. I'm telling you. I feel it happening, bro. I feel it coming.
How many wins?
I got us down for 9, but I want to go 10 every day that passes, bro.
I said 11 last year, so I ain't taking this year.
How about this?
And anybody that knows me, I didn't give us more than 4 wins over the past 3 years. Like,
Hey, how
but
about
this,
this?
but what we created now, man, I feel it. I see it happening.
If the Panthers win 10 games, what has to happen for that to be true?
Sam Darnold can't be the starting quarterback.
Oh, okay.
McCaffrey stays healthy.
Yeah, I was going to say
That's the biggest.
Defensively, we have to play.
Oh, hey,
like
can
I
I?
do on Madden.
Yeah.
Hey,
one thing I will.
Can I give you the big one that I don't think people are saying? If we win 10 games, I think Jesse Horn got a lot to do with it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Sam Darnold's play relies a lot on Christian McCaffrey.
Oh yeah, that's why I went down.
And I think if Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy, he's gonna bail Sam out of a lot of stuff and make him look like a better quarterback than he is. You know, if CMC can go the whole season healthy and be CMC, it's gonna be a problem.
Well,
yeah,
you're right to a lot of points, but I think each quarterback in the NFL gets their go-to bailout guy. You know, each quarterback has a. I won't say each. That's a bad thing. And most your elite quarterbacks, or not even elite, most of your quarterbacks have a bailout guy. They have a guy they're always looking for when the ship go down. You know.
Yeah.
You know, but Cam often had Olsen somewhere. He always knew where Olsen was. He might not know where nobody else. He always knew where Olsen was. He always had Olsen.
That was his guy, man.
That was his man.
guy.
Yep. He said
But I know it's just embarrassing to have Sam Darnold and PJ Walker on the same team, man. I mean, I never seen a duo of horrible quarterback play ever in my life on the same team.
I agree.
PJ Walker just glad to be there.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
PJ Walker wouldn't be a ball boy on another team.
Yeah, I mean, he knows that they can call for his playbook at any moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that at the end of the day, man, PJ Walker, he's a backup. I don't think he can be a terrible backup. I think he can come in. Bro, like, y'all remember Joe Webb? Like, come on. You want to tell me he can't at least do what Joe Webb does?
30 times better than that dude.
Joe Webb was on the team because he can play special teams.
Yeah, Joe Webb plays, bro.
hey, y'all got to remember, though, for a minute, Joe Webb, he was the king of the preseason, man. Dude, every preseason, Joe Webb would go out there and ball out.
That's why I hated when we got rid of Heineke. I was like, man, he was the best quarterback out there.
Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of people remember that Detroit game where PJ Walker just stepped up and was,
he was playing Detroit.
2 really nice touchdowns. He threw some boneheaded interceptions.
And then he threw a boneheaded interception in the end zone. Everybody's like, no, don't throw it. And he
threw
threw
it. That sucked worse than we did.
JD54 says in the chat, PJ undefeated as a starter. Show some respect on his name.
Whatever.
Yeah,
3 picks in one of those wins too.
He's so damn good. He's so damn good. Let's trade him for a peanut butter sandwich.
I mean, hey, if it's true, it's true. You know, the man is undefeated.
Yeah,
bro. I don't know.
With some help.
But we still get PJ Walker Wonder fans coming into the chat room.
We let PJ Walker start our year. We'll be unwinning.
What'd you think about the big news on Twitter?
What was the dude? You mean the Fox News story where everybody was like so excited for some news and it just ended up being a whole bunch of nothing? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was hilarious.
I never fell for that. I knew all along was stuff. I thought it was going to be the cheerleader news. I thought people getting all excited. Cam's back. Everybody going to blitz and all this exciting, and then it wasn't nothing.
Oh, so hey, look, it's 8:55. So this will probably be the last thing that we talk about. We're down to 5 people, man. Even Twan just jumped out. Does anybody? We haven't talked about the new cheerleader. I've already said my piece on the Tuesday show. I really don't give a damn because it's not competitive, you know. But do y'all have any opinions or thoughts about the Panthers?
I have a question. I have a question. Have the Panthers announced it yet?
No.
Yes, it's like it's official, bro.
Has it been on the
No,
site?
no. You're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. Has the Panthers announced it yet? Because it's historic from an NFL standpoint.
I mean, that's a good point. I don't know
How
if
would
I've
they
seen
announce it?
anything from the Panthers Twitter account on it. No,
No,
but
that's
I mean,
what I'm
I've
saying.
literally seen every other major publication
Now,
talk about
yeah,
it.
like all the publications have announced it, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. And we're talking about some cheerleaders too, right? So like, I understand the significance of it, but I just think when the major publications announce things like that, their gig at this point is to rile people up on both sides of the fence.
It's just a publicity stunt.
I mean, we have male
It really
cheerleaders.
is. I really don't
It's
care if we had cheerleaders to start with. I really don't.
I'm
If I go to
surprised
the
they still
games,
do.
if I go to the games, I'm not going to games to see the cheerleaders. If I was, I'd go to Titty Bar. I'm not
Yeah.
going to the games to see cheerleaders. Okay,
Yeah,
and I
true.
don't cheer for the cheerleaders. I honestly couldn't tell you, Cody. You said it the other day on Tuesday. The only time you ever heard about the cheerleaders is when they got caught in the bathroom, whatever they were doing.
Yeah, Tony. Yeah, Tony. brought that up.
Exactly. That's the only
Yeah.
time I ever heard about the cheerleaders. I really don't care about them. I could care less if we even had them. It's just a publicity stunt, and they're there when these kids or somebody has a birthday party or whatever, or they're in a hospital and such.
Yeah.
Sir Per. That's what they're there for. Okay.
Yeah.
I get more entertainment out of watching Sir Per than I do the cheerleaders, and that's always be that case. I could care less if we even have
That
them.
bear?
So.
But I'll never forget in 2015 when that Tennessee Titans mom wrote that letter about Cam Newton. I had to tell my daughter to look at the cheerleaders and not at just dancing like bitch.
Well, I wonder what type of letter she would write now.
Oh, I know, right? Oh, dude, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, man.
Too soon. All right, but no, I mean, it's historic. Got it. Props to her. you
Yeah.
know? And that's that. I mean, and leave it at that. I don't think there's no
Move
reason to
along.
have a debate about it at this point. I
Yeah.
think it is what it is. Like, this is 2022, man. Like, things are different now. Whether you agree with it or not.
Yeah. And like I said, man,
It's
like
a non-story.
Yeah, I mean, does anybody else have any, Kevin, Drew, y'all want to go in on this a little, or y'all have anything to say about
Yeah,
it?
dude. As I said,
saw that.
It's a non-story. I don't go to, as Kenneth said, I don't go to games to look at the cheerleaders. I go to watch a football game. It is what it is. I don't really care. It's
the only event where like the cheerleaders matter is at an HBCU game when you got the band, the cheerleaders, and all that shit popping. That's the only time that could potentially take priority over the football game.
I just say good
But
for
in the
that
NFL, it's the football game, you guys.
Yeah. And by the way, Panthers Blue said Panthers Twitter announced it, but I'm scrolling their timeline, and I damn sure don't see anything. I don't see.
I don't think they
anything
did,
about
man.
it.
I don't. No disrespect to Panther Blue, but I've never seen it on Panthers Twitter.
I mean, I'm literally looking right now. I'm
Yeah.
all the way back to
Yeah.
June 6th.
Yeah,
and there's nothing. So,
no.
I mean, again, I don't know if that means anything. Like every publication has talked about it, so I have no doubt in my mind that it's real. Like I said,
No, it's not about whether or not it's real or fake. It's about, for me, it's about optics.
Advertising it.
It's about the optics, bro.
Yeah.
It's about the optics. I think, it's funny. Like I was on Twitter with somebody else. They mentioned the fact that the Panthers haven't reported it yet. And I pretty much said, they know their fan base, man. They know they got a lot of folks in that fan base not going to be happy about it. And they don't want to alienate them by posting about it. But then again, I think I probably would have been I'm still more pissed off about the whole Fox announcement, to be honest. And I don't even live down there.
Yeah.
I
was
saw all that.
They got everybody so hyped up on Twitter,
Bro.
like literally for nothing.
As soon as Sheena said it had nothing to do with a player, I knew it was some bullshit.
I
Yeah,
knew it was a jersey or something.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was going to be like the cheerleader because I asked him the same thing. I said, "What about us out of state fans? Does that matter anything to us?"
But you know what was so dumb about it? They tried to tie it together like, oh, this is David Tepper not accepting mediocrity. oh, this is, you know, like they tried to hype it up like it was something that was indicative of what the Panthers were trying to do. It's like, what are you even talking about? Like, how does signing a deal with the local Fox affiliate mean that this organization doesn't settle for mediocrity anymore?
It's probably the rarest success David Tepper actually had done since he's been owner. He actually accomplished signing a deal with the Fox affiliate. So we know he can't draft. Well, we know he can't win. He can't win. He can't find a quarterback. He can't even build He can't even build a training center and pay for it. So,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I'm dying.
Even when they put up the indoor practice facility they got down there, they did not have trouble when they put it up. I mean,
oh, you mean the bubble that they made?
Mm-hmm.
They probably deflated one time or something. They had
exactly. So I mean, they came to put air in a balloon.
Dude, the Panther at the middle of the field and the bubble has been the best things that David Tepper has done. Like it's literally those two things, and everything else has just been blah.
You like the brand?
Yeah. Yeah. And did y'all see the shirts? They all got shirts promoting the brand. The brand.
The brand's just a different. It's really stupid. They took what people done for years. Luke Kuechly coming in at 5 a.m. to watch a film all day long and have to be made to leave.
But also, Kenneth, wasn't this a basketball thing?
Yeah.
Wasn't it some basketball coach?
Pat Mafeking. I can't say his name.
Like the brand, like punters and shit. But I always thought that like the brand in terms of like an organization, that it was like something that originated in basketball, and then now Matt Rule is using it. I don't know. It's super corny to me, and it's mainly just because it doesn't amount to any wins yet.
Anybody want a burger tonight?
A burger? You making them?
I'm grilling burgers.
What type of burger?
Yeah, bro. Throw me one on the grill.
What type of burger? Come on, man.
Yo, put some cheese on mine, bro. Come on now.
What kind, man? What kind you want?
Oh, man. That cheddar never fails, man. But shit, whatever you got, man.
Hey, y'all got to try the cheeseburgers with that Gouda cheese.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love some Gouda.
But, man, I think that's going to do it, man.
Yeah,
my dog Greg is getting ready to do his show over there. I'm going to go and check out what he's up to. But, man, another show in the books, man. We did another 2 hours. 2 hours and 6 minutes, we'll say.
Damn, Cody, you brought my ass back in here to say goodbye.
I mean, hey, you jump back in. What was I supposed to do? Not let you in? Shit.
Twan, that's like all them women are, dude. That's like them women, dude, ain't it?
Yeah, man. It's like, hey, I couldn't deny you access. Come on, man.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, man. But hey, man, that's been another edition of the C3 Friday Free For All, man. You know what we do every Friday at 7 p.m. Your opportunity to come on the C3 Panthers podcast and talk about this football team that we so love, man. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all for hanging out with me. Dave and then Twan, tell everybody where they can find y'all's content.
Well, guys, I'm part of the Panther Nation podcast. I'm one half of the group. Rashad, shout out to him as well. You can follow us on Twitter at Panther Nation PC, and my Twitter handle is sitting right here.
That's right.
We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We everywhere, man. Become a patron. Patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. We giving away tickets in our PSL seats.
Damn, y'all rich as hell over there at PNP.
You're not rich, man. We're just
y'all rich as hell. No. Don't tell me y'all not rich. Y'all rich as hell over there, man.
We're highly favored. We gave away tickets to opening day last week to our MVP. So to an MVP. So
dope. Dave, appreciate you for jumping on. Twan, man, tell them where they can find you, brother.
Hey man, first shout out to Dave, man. You know what he's doing over there with that channel. I watch you guys from time to time. You guys are really doing your thing over there. Y'all doing it the right way, man. So I got respect for that. Also, you can catch me with the 704 Charlotte Bound podcast, man. We're gonna continue to grow this show, man. Keep it big, growing it. You know what I'm saying? Show that we created in the memory of the late great 704, and we're just gonna keep doing it the right way, giving out this great Panthers content, and hopefully people will come in and love what we got to give, and let's do our thing, man.
That's it, man. That's it. Y'all go and subscribe to those people. Hey, shout out to Keeb. Y'all go check out 9 Lives Panther podcast as well. Check out my man Keeb. Gentlemen, that's it, man. This has been another edition of.
I want to apologize. I want to apologize for losing my shit a while ago, y'all. I just got to say that.
No worries, man.
Kenneth, it's always cool because Kenneth, you're kind of like me.
That shit was hilarious.
When we lose our shit, people just laugh.
Yeah, I don't. When I lose it, I go all the way, yo. I do that shit that way.
It looked like Cody was about to lose this shit.
Nah, man, I just had, I'm the ringmaster of this thing. I gotta
plug my people real fast.
Yeah, dude.
My people at Midgets with Attitude, Midget Wrestling. Go check them out anytime.
Oh, I gotta say something.
Are you a wrestler there, dude?
I wish. I'll be.
Yeah, he's too tall. He didn't make the cutoff.
I'll be Andre the Giant there.
Yeah.
I gotta say something before you go, Cody.
What? Now look just like that midget wrestler.
Shout out to my man Drew, and shout out to White Chocolate Espresso.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. He's White Chocolate Espresso, hanging out with midgets and stuff, watching them do flips and stuff. And I don't judge other people who watch midget flips. Like that's,
makes me happy.
You're allowed to do that in your spare time. That's on you.
As long as it makes me smile, buddy.
When dressed like Mario, man. It was...
Well, sometimes I look at midget videos, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Anyway, I want to see y'all next Friday. Next Friday, I mean, they're wrestling, but not the kind you think. Anyway, we're going to be here next Friday at 7 p.m. for the Friday Free For All. My name is Cody Lashley, your host. Check out the C3 Panther podcast live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell for every single time the C3 Panthers podcast goes live. Boys, we out here.